Hello students, welcome to the Gambit Academy. Today we are going to discuss about conflict perspective. I had already mentioned about conflict perspective in my previous video where we had discussed about functionalism, and I had already mentioned that functionalism is contrary to conflict perspective, or functionalism and conflict perspective are two distinctive approach of sociology. First, a distinctive way of looking at the world. We know very well that among the various approaches of sociology, like functionalist approach, interpretivist approach, conflict perspective is another approach or perspective or theory. So, why it is distinctive? Because it is unique. It looks to the society through a unique way, in a unique way, which is totally different from other approaches. That's why it's distinctive. A major alternative to functionalism, yes, I had already mentioned about that. Functionalism sees interdependence and unity in society. Conflict theory sees society as an arena in which groups fight for power. If we have to understand, I had already mentioned that earlier, that if we have to understand conflict theory properly, we must have to understand the general arguments of functionalism. What are the general arguments of functionalism? According to functionalism, that society is interdependent, society is a system, society, in society there have some kind of integration, cohesion, unity. There is no place of change. Society is always static. Conflict perspective is just the contrary of each and every general arguments of functionalism. That means if functionalism believes in that society, in society there has interdependence or cooperation and unity, conflict theorists sees society as an arena in which groups fight for power. Next, functionalism, conflict can be controlled by the society. According to functionalism, conflict can be controlled by the society. First of all, functionalism doesn't approve the thought that there is conflict in society, but if any kind of conflict competition arises, then according to functionalism, society is able to control that kind of thing. But according to conflict theory, control of conflict means that one group is able temporarily to suppress its rivals. That means if you are suppressing me, then you are powerful. So one group is suppressing the other, suppressing or dominating or oppressing the other. That means the another group is more powerful. It will take time to revolt against that specific powerful group by the oppressed group. So that is society, that is conflict theory. We will study more about conflict theory in Marxist portion, in Darendorf, in Koger's portion. But now we have to understand the simple things, that in society there are power groups, or we should say class. One class was dominated by the another, one class is oppressed by the another, one class is exploited by the another, and that's how society runs or works. Conflict theory sees society as a dynamic entity constantly undergoing changes as a result of competition over scarce resources. According to conflict theory, there are some sort of scarce resources which is obviously economic, and there are different kind of groups or class which are struggling gain the uh, to gain the power over that, on that scarce resources. So through changes, only through changes, society is able to develop, to progress, and according to them, change is inevitable, competition is inevitable, revolt is inevitable. So, uh, Through change, through competition, through conflict, social change is possible. Just try to understand the link. One group is suppressing the another group, or one class is suppressing the another class. Now the suppressed class will revolt. Whenever they will revolt, a conflict will occur. Only through this conflict, the society will change, and the oppressed class will get the access on those specific scarce resources, and that's how the society will work. Basic assumptions: people have a number of basic interests which they want and attempt to acquire, not defined by societies but are common to them all. Power is the core of social relationship. It is scarce, unequally divided, and coercive. Values and ideas are weapons used by different groups to advance their own ends, not that of the societies. So here are some basic assumptions. First of all, we came to know that power, which is present in society but unequally divided and coercive in nature. Yes, we already came to know about that in our previous slide. Values and ideas are weapons. Ideas are weapons means idea represents the ideology, value represents the religion. So religion, ideologies are those kind of things which one group used to dominate other kind of groups, and this kind of power relation will help to maintain the society. So if whenever when if the question is, then the what is the specific situation when the conflict situation will arise? Whenever a specific class or group will understand that he or she or they are manipulated, or they are oppressed, they are exploited, only then they will revolt, only then they will conflict, only then the society will gradually change. That is the basic assumptions, and we may say general arguments of conflict theory. So after that, we will discuss little about Karl Marx, because without Karl Marx, it's not possible to understand the conflict theory fully. So maybe we will discuss about Karl Marx, then we will discuss about Dahrendorf and Kosher, which is which we have to learn according to our syllabus. Okay, so that's for today. Thank you.